One thing I'm grateful for is that Craig's vegan ice cream on the table right there.
Yeah. So that's an interesting story, right? So we were, we created this like vegan line. We're making entrees. We have appetizers, and we're thinking, okay, what are vegan people eating for dessert? Because you want to have a complete meal. And there was a young lady that one of the investors introduced me to, and she was making a coconut-based ice cream. It was vegan. It was like 8-9 years ago. And I go, nobody's going to eat that. But all right, you know what? You did me a favor. Everybody needs some help. Let me bring it in. And it was actually started selling pretty well. And I wanted to kind of help her grow it. And she decided that, you know what? This is an interesting story, that it became a job. Her making the ice cream, which was a hobby, actually became a job that she didn't enjoy. And so
she didn't
enjoy and decided that she didn't want to do this anymore.
Right.
So I said to Chef, this is another great Kirsten story. I said, Chef, what do you know about making ice cream? And he goes, nothing. I go, cool. Let's make some vegan ice cream. So I don't like coconut-based ice creams just because I think everything ends up being coconut.
Right.
I love the flavor of coconut.
It's a strong flavor.
It's just like if it's chocolate coconut, it ends up being coconut. If it's mint chip coconut, it ends up being good. So that was my only thing. And almond wasn't quite there. So we decided on cashews. And so he started coming out of the kitchen with like, taste this. And I'm like, God, that's horrible. And he goes like, taste that. I'm like, oh, that's actually pretty good. I'm like, taste that. Like, that's gritty. That's like, I don't know. And he goes, no. I want all this feedback. That's the one thing I love about Chef is like, he is all in for making the best possible dish. And we both take our egos out of it. Like when people tell us they want certain dishes, I don't care if I like it or he likes it. I care that they like it. Right? So we make dishes that really kind of stand up to our standards, if that makes any sense. So finally, after like 6 months, he came out with a peanut butter chocolate chip, which is my favorite flavor. And I was like, wow, that's really good. And so I can remember, we're making it in a Cuisinart in the back of the kitchen, like literally, like it's one of those little standalone like things. He's making
Cuisinart, that's the machine.
Yeah, he's making it like a liter at a time. So he starts making it, and I say, okay, that's good. Let's start serving it. We start serving it, and people like it, and it's selling. And then he makes the second flavor, I think, was mint chip, and that's great. And it starts putting it out, and it starts selling, and then I see somebody take it to go. Ooh. Now, where does Craig go with that? Where any moron would go, right? So I go like, oh my God, it must be a product. This is great. We're going to make a product. This is going to be our Rao's tomato sauce. Not having any idea what a product is and how to transport one that you've frozen already.
Right.
Okay. So
that's a hurdle.
Take Recover 180 and freeze it. You have fun.
And then ship it across the country.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So by the way, and nobody will make it. So I remember going to, I remember going to this ice cream company in La Habra, and they've been making ice cream. I forget the name of the place. It was, I probably shouldn't even say it anyway. So anyway, I go into this room and there's like 3 guys and they've got like big bellies and they're kind of heavy set. And I said, hey, I want you to taste this. We make a cashew-based ice cream. And they kind of lean back like this. And they go, son, nobody's going to eat cashew-based ice cream. And we ain't making it. And I go, well, okay, here's the deal. Like, if you don't make this, you're going to be the Eastman Kodak of like ice cream makers, because at some point,
someone's going to make it.
Somebody's going to make it, and you're going to be left in the dust. And they're looking at me like, who is this moron? And I go, forget me. There's just going to be another asshole behind me. So the world's going that way. And then sure enough, in the beginning, we had to buy our own cashews, have them turned into a cashew butter. Then that was shipped to a factory where they made the base. Then we would take the base and move it to another company where they would flavor it and pint it and put it into these containers. 3 separate companies.
I mean, for perspective, like, that's a lot of steps for any type of manufacturing.
Okay, right.
I'll just say that.
I mean, because I remember in the beginning they were like, you got to get a nut broker. I go, what's a nut broker?
A nut broker.
I'm like, what's a nut broker? They're like, a guy that sells nuts. I'm like, wait, there's people that sell nuts? He's like, yeah, like everything. And I'm like, I'm like, what are you talking about? And then sure enough.
You have a nut guy?
Like Craig's being Craig's, the nut guy is a client. I'm like, I didn't know what you did for a living. He goes, yeah, I'm a nut broker. I'm like, what the hell? So I'm like,
yeah, check out these nuts.
Yeah. So then, but I remember it's like, okay, I need blonde cashews. Okay. It got specific. I need blonde cashews and I need them crushed. Okay. So now I got blonde cashews and they're getting crushed. And then I send them to the other company. He goes, yeah, they're not crushed enough. I send them back. I go, they're not crushed enough. He goes, we don't crush them twice. I go, guess what? You're going to have to crush them twice because they wouldn't go through the machine because they had little particles.
Yeah. You got to get really, really fine.
I'm like, I'm getting way too into the weeds of all this stuff, but nobody else was making it. So you got to talk this 7-8 years ago when nobody was making like plant-based ice creams. So now going back to the theme of either being really hard-headed or trying to do something without a net, right? And you're forced. So if you've got a vision and you want something bad enough, you're willing to go through anything. I mean, literally, Chef and I would go 1 step up, 3 steps back. 1 step up, 3 steps back. So, but now, we're manufactured at a plant in Florida that does everything. We went from making it in a Cuisinart, a liter at a time, to I think our last order was 100,000 pints.
Holy moly.
I mean, we're now in Gelson's, Bristol, Mother's, Whole Foods. We just got into Publix in the Southeast. I mean, they're in 1,320 stores.
Like available to buy at Publix right now?
Yeah. So it just got...
So people listening can go get it.
It just got into Publix. And then, on the wholesale side for shakes and stuff like that, we're at Fatburger, Johnny Rockets, Burger Lounge.
I ordered a Fatburger and a Craig's vegan chocolate shake the other day.
So by the way, so this is what's amazing about this whole business is like you can order a regular burger and fries and still order a vegan shake. Because we're all trying to flex in and out of, God, what's kind of healthy? What can I lean into? Or the dairy just doesn't make me feel good.
See, that's for me. If I can have a milkshake and a burger without extra dairy, like I'm all in on that.
Right.
Every time.
So it's not just for the strict vegans. It's for the people that are replacing a meal here and there. It's for somebody that, has a sweet tooth at 11 o'clock at night and they're, whatever we're feeling bad about or whatever, and you just want to grab a pint of ice cream while you're watching something. But by the way, that's not going to feel bad because it's made with cashews and it's got less sugar and less fat. And so it's a healthier alternative. That being said, I don't know if we're ever going to really replace all of the, full fat, full milk ice creams, but it'll be 20 or 30% of the product category. And it's only going to get more as time goes by, right? So what we've been trying to do is create good, fun, interesting flavors, but kind of original. So we do vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, mint chip, peanut butter chocolate chip. We're kind of like the OG of ice cream flavors. And because I think a lot of people in the vegan space, they hide behind flavors that have a lot of flavor that can hide the base flavor. So in other words, if you can make a vegan ice cream that is just a plain vanilla and it tastes great, then you've hit a home run. And that's kind of what we were at. So Chef and I, we always judge it by how the vanilla tastes. And then finding a manufacturer that'll stand up to your, to your principles, to the way you want it made. Because when you're manufacturing at such a high level, a lot of people want to put fillers in that may not exactly be great for you, and can make a cheaper product. And we don't want that because it basically represents us when you open up a pint. And I want to make sure that quality and that taste measures up to exactly the way we did it when we were making it out of a Cuisinart 7 years ago.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Incredible. So then what do we have? We have vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, peanut butter chocolate chip, Melrose mint chip, and then we did a coffee flavor with Chamberlain coffee. So Emma's a good friend, and so we put some of our coffee in our ice cream. It's
Can I try the coffee one?
Sure. You got that one?
Yeah, I'm gonna try all of them.
Yep.
I've had every single one except for the coffee.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and like you said, it's much like COVID and putting out patios and things like that. The ice cream business, I never had any idea. You've got you've got, big time distributors, you've got brokers, you've got retailers.
Yeah.
It's quite a process about how food actually gets to the shelf. And then not only that, how do you get consumers to pick your specific product out of a freezer full of things, right? It's really rich and creamy.
So good.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching Studio 22.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
And follow our socials at Studio 22 Podcast.